Welcome to Mecum's Gone Farmin' Vintage Tractor Auction, featuring the only classic tractor auction of its kind in the country. Today, some of the hardest to find tractors in the world will hit the auction block. So sit back and relax and enjoy Mecum's Gone Farmin' Vintage Tractor Auction.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Davenport, Iowa and the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds. We're here today for Mecum's Gone Farmin' Spring Classic Tractor Auction. Max, this really should be a fantastic day if you're thinking about auctioning off a tractor.
Yeah, the sun's nice and bright this morning, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun today.
Well, Max, folks from all over are making their way into the arena, so we're going to get rolling here shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the auction and all the action. I'm Mike Holland along with Max Wilson, and you're watching Mecum's Gone Farmin' Spring Classic. The 1952 John Deere G. This one came right across our table and looks like it's really a beautiful shape.
Yeah, this one here is in great shape. Does have electric start lights restored. Does have new tires all the way around. Serial number is 60020. It does have the two-cylinder documentation, which means the serial number research has been done on it. The ship date was March 3rd of 1952, and it was shipped to Murdo, South Dakota, Mike. So.
And for those of our viewers that follow our show each week, you are certainly familiar with Mike White and his collection of vintage tractors. This is one from one of those collections.
Yep, this is the start of the Mike White collection. So.
And Lance wasting no time moving this out as it reaches north of $12,000 at $12,500.
And this whole Mike White collection, from what I understand, is selling at no reserve, Mike, so he's bringing them to get rid of them. And at $12,500 right now, pretty nice looking G rolling across the line.
And it just goes to show you the confidence he places in Dan Mecum and his crew to get the top dollar for this collection. They've really done a great job with all of his tractors. And it's going to roll out at $12,750, bringing us to lot S16. Again, another one of these Mike White collective tractors. It's a 1944 John Deere LA.
And of course the LA, that was the small little tractor. It was kind of made right across the river here in Moline at the Wagon Works. This one here, once again, from the Mike White collection. Selling at no reserve. This one does have the two-cylinder documentation on it. The ship date of March 7th of 1944. And it was shipped to West Springfield, Massachusetts. So a New England tractor here.
And reaching the $4,500 mark as it makes its way across the block to this sold-out crowd here in Davenport, Iowa.
And of course this LA here is sporting electric start on it, so it does have the cast rear wheels, as most of the LAs did. It kind of made them a little bit heavier tractor, kept more power to the ground. And another one selling at no reserve.
And as it makes its way to the exit ramp, someone's going to get a great deal right now. It's sells out at $4,500. They're going to sell that one out, bringing us to lot S17. Another part of the Mike White John Deere collection. This is a 1959 John Deere 330U.
Yeah, and the little 330s have always been a good seller here. They're nice little tractors. A lot of collectors like them because of their size. They can put them in a two-car garage and still probably get their 2 cars in there. And, of course, these being low slung like that, doesn't take too big of a door to get them through. So this one here does have 3-point on the back with wheel weights.
Well, and I tell you what, this one's really got some attention right now, sitting at $22,500. Up $23,000, $24,000. This one's really moving up the ladder quick, Max.
Yeah, this one here also has 2-cylinder documentation. It was shipped May 29th, 1959. It has 3-point load and depth control, the swinging drawbar. Power takeoff is on this tractor also. And as I said before, the rear wheel weights does have lights and fenders on it.
And reaching a record number here, just south of $30,000, sitting right now at $29,000 bid.
And of course, from the Mike White collection, another one selling at no reserve.
And it starts rolling and making its famous roll toward the exit ramp of our auction block here in Davenport, Iowa, still sitting at $29,000. And Travis's way, it's going to sell out at $29,000. Well, Max, we're going to take a quick break and check in with Amanda. Amanda, what's happening out there?
The Spring Classic here in Davenport, Iowa has been a great success, and it would not have become the success without our sponsors. This is the one and only Wrenching with Rachel. And how are you doing today?
Wonderful, thank you.
And tell me a little bit about what Steiner is for the people that don't really know.
Sure. So Steiner Tractor Parts sells new parts for old tractors. It's all aftermarket parts, and we cover a whole variety of brands.
Sure. And why is it important to have the relationship with Mecum?
Well, lots of people that come to Mecum obviously like tractors. If they're a seller, they want to fix up their tractor and do all those finishing touches so that their tractor is top-notch and ready for sale. And also people that purchase tractors after they buy, they always like to tweak on them and do little fixes.
So Rachel, you fit a pretty neat niche here being a young girl into tractors. Tell me, how did you get into this?
So I posted a fun video of me timing a Ford Jubilee on YouTube. The tractor was actually pink, and it caught the attention of Steiner Tractor Parts. So they approached me about making videos for them. So a partnership was born, and now we have a whole variety of tractor repair videos covering all different makes and repairs. My colleague Tyler also makes videos as well. All of those videos can be seen at steinertractor.tv, or if you want more information about Steiner Tractor Parts, you can go to steinertractor.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your sponsorship, and thank you for talking to me today.
Welcome.
All right, we're going to head back into the action.
That's going to bring us to lot S18. Again, continuing on with this Mike White collection. This is a 1959 John Deere 430W.
Yeah, and once again, another nice little tractor, beautiful restoration on it, selling at no reserve. This one does have 2-cylinder club documentation. It was shipped June 19th of 1959. Been completely restored, does have fenders, 3-point PTO, also has the deluxe seat on it, that suspension seat.
And making its way up quickly, it's already sitting at $8,000. Again, this is a 1959 John Deere 430W. Lot S18 for those of you who are following along online. And getting some late movement here, sitting at $10,000 bid now. And our bidder's not wanting to let this one get away as it starts its exit right toward the door. They know that means that bidding is going to start wrapping up, but it's still sitting right now at $10,250. Now at $10,500. Great shot across the front of the tractor there. As you can see, there's still some movement. Travis getting some movement right there in the middle of the room. still has someone back there in the back part of our auditorium that really wants to take this tractor home, recognizing this is a no reserve tractor and now sitting at $12,000, and it doesn't look like it's going to slow down anytime soon, Max.
No, they're really working on this tractor, getting it sold.
And they are going to sell it out at $12,250 as Travis shakes the hand of the very happy buyer back there. That's going to bring us to lot S19, another part of the Mike White collection, which is a 1959 John Deere 530.
And another one here from the Mike White collection, selling at no reserve. Beautiful restoration on this tractor with deluxe fenders. Does have 3-point on it, 2-cylinder club documentation. Ship date was November 4th of 1959. It was shipped to Omaha, Nebraska, Mike.
That's a great city, of course, my hometown.
This one here, a little bit older restoration on it. Does have power steering, 3-point PTO lights, and it is in the row crop configuration with a narrow front.
And right now sitting in an $8,000 bid. As our spectators have lined both the exit and the entry door to the arena, right in front of the block, everyone getting their best view of these tractors as they hit the block. And just as we expected, our bidders are making this extremely exciting, now reaching $8,200. Getting top dollar for this Mike White collection, which, as Max said, is all listed at no reserve. That means each and every tractor will be sold.
And we're pretty much the 530. We're right in the middle of a complete 30 series collection from 330 to 830.
And it's going to sell out at $8,200. Well, tractor after tractor, Max, it really is no surprise what some of these are going for today.
No, we've had some great tractors come through here today, Mike.
Well, folks, don't go anywhere. There's plenty more action coming up on Mecum's Gone Farmin' Spring Classic right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to Mecum's Gone Farmin' Spring Classic right here at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds in Davenport, Iowa. I'm Mike Holland along with Max Wilson. Let's get back to the action. Lot S20, which is a 1959 John Deere 630. This is a big boy, Max.
Yeah, this is getting up into the 3 and 4 plow size John Deere tractors. This one here also has a 2-cylinder club documentation. It's ship date at April 1st, 1959, so it actually celebrated its birthday here about a week and a half ago. Shipped to Maryville, Missouri. This one here, a little bit older restoration, still looks good though. Has power steering, 3-point, and the fenders. And like you said, selling at no reserve, this whole Mike White collection. He just brought them to get rid of them, so they're all going to go to new homes.
And this capacity crowd is certainly responding now at $7,250. As the shot gives you a great look at that front fender right across that beautifully restored John Deere logo.
And these tractors are all with pretty nice paint on them. I mean, some of them may be a little bit older restoration, but they still shine good. They've been kept inside.
And she's gonna sell out at $7,500. That's gonna bring us to the 1959 John Deere 730 diesel wide front. Lot S21, Max.
Yeah, and this one here, nice looking tractor again. This one here is a 730 diesel electric start. Does have the wide front, but I believe this is an aftermarket wide front on it. This one here does have the 2-cylinder club documentation. This one was built 5 days after that 630 and shipped to the same town in Missouri. Does have a 3-point PTO, power steering.
And this 730 diesel already reaching $11,500 to this capacity crowd here in Davenport, Iowa at the Gone Farmin Spring Classic.
And of course, Mike White had brought us a collection of Farmals in a previous auction, and I guess looks like he decided to get rid of his John Deeres now. So.
And as Lance raises his gavel and collects it down at $11,500 as that one sells. And we're going to continue on with the Mike White John Deere collection with lot S22. This is a 1959 John Deere 830 diesel standard.
And this one here, again, electric start. Serial number is 830-2366. Does have 2-cylinder club documentation, so every one of these tractors has had all the documentation and everything done on them. This one with a ship date of March 16th, 1959. It was shipped to Flora, Indiana. Does have power steering with dual hydraulics and PTO. Has the rear wheel weights. And once again, no reserve on this tractor as we're still in this Mike White collection of John Deeres. And this will be the last tractor in the 30 series that we have.
And reaching the $17,000 mark for this John Deere 830. Lance scanning the room to make sure that each and every bidder is represented. We have some movement out here in front of our announcer's desk. Just make sure that as they're trying to reach this north of 17,000, that's where our bid sits right now. And we've got a telephone bidder at the back now making some movement. And for those of you who are familiar with the Mecum auctions, you are allowed to bid via phone. Simply call up. A lot of these people are seeing these online live, can see these great shots of these tractors, know what they're worth, and are going to place their bid and make sure that they participate in these auctions. And it's another great way that Mecum is making sure that any seller who wants to get a tractor through here will get top dollar for their tractor. And as shown by the bid now, sitting at $17,900. And it's going to start making its way to the exit ramp as they roll the tractor out toward the exit door. Still sitting at that $17,900 mark, hoping to reach $18,000. And they're going to sell it out at that price, $17,900.
And I believe that went Travis's way. I think it was a phone bid. So.
And of course, that's going to start our next series right into the high crop. Still the Mike White collection, Mac. This is a lot S number 23. This is a 1969 John Deere 420 diesel Power Sheet high crop.
Yeah, and this one here, another beautiful restoration here through that Mike White collection. It sells at no reserve. This one also has the documentation with it from the 2-cylinder club with a ship date of October 8th of 1968 to Franklin, Louisiana. And this is this 4020 is the first late style console to come equipped with a power shift transmission. So pretty much the first one with a side console and a power shift transmission.
And if you're watching online, you can see some of the pictures there, but I don't think these pictures do this tractor justice. This is a big boy, Max. This 420 diesel is sitting pretty high up off the ground.
Yeah, and being the high crop and everything, it will sit up higher. It was for doing those tall crops down there in Louisiana, the sugar cane and that.
And right now reaching the $19,000 mark.
And this one here is sporting new rubber all the way around. Pretty nice paint job on it. As we're sitting right at $19,000 bid right now, Mike.
they're going to start rolling this slowly toward the exit ramp, making sure that everyone gets their bid in on this 1969 John Deere 420 diesel.
I believe Travis holds the bid back there on the telephone.
And selling out at $19,000. That's going to bring us to one of my favorites here again. Max, this is lot S24. This is a 1935 John Deere B.
Yeah, and this one here, first year of production for the Model B. I was kind of looking at this one out there on the lot. Does have factory round spokes all the way around. Does have the 2-cylinder club documentation. The ship date of February 28th of 1935. It was shipped to Phoenix, Arizona. Does have fenders on it. Also has the early style power lift on it for the cultivators. So
kind of makes you wonder what Phoenix would be doing with a tractor, moving around some rocks, I guess.
There was probably be a vegetable farm or whatever out there that may have needed it. And of course, with these round spokes on the rear with the offset, you could set them out real wide. May have had a 6-row beet or bean cultivator on it.
Certainly no offense to anyone out there watching from Phoenix, Arizona. We welcome everyone here to the Mecum auctions, and it's going to sell out at $6,000. That's going to bring us to lot S25, which is a 1940. Again, this is another John Deere B. A little bit different look than the last one there.
Yeah, this one here, of course, this would be the second year that they were styled. As you can see, the sheet metal in the front there encloses the radiator. Also has electric start, has a long hood on it. A very nicely restored tractor, does have fenders on it. This one also has the 2-cylinder club documentation with a ship date of February 15th of 1940. And it was shipped to Ellsworth, Michigan. So new tires all the way around, does have a set of fenders, also has those big 7-inch lights on it, which should be correct for a 1940 D John Deere. And that paint on that tractor is just flawless, Mike, and pretty good price here on a 1944 B with that type of restoration.
Sitting right now at $5,000. Again, as we mentioned before, the entire Mike White collection is at no reserve. Each tractor will find a home. And they're going to sell that one out at $5,000. Well, Max, we've really seen some great action here, haven't we?
Yeah, Mike, we've seen a lot of highs and lows. It's been a great show.
We're going to take a quick break, and don't go anywhere. You've been watching Mecum's Gone Farmin' Spring Classic, sponsored by Steiner Tractor Parts. Welcome back, everyone, to Mecum's Gone Farmin' Spring Classic right here in Davenport, Iowa. There's plenty more auction to come, so we're going to get right back to it. To lot S26. Max, this is a 1944 John Deere A.
And this one here has a serial number of 534553. Does have 2-cylinder club documentation. This one was a ship date of February 14th of 1944. It went to Custer, Michigan. This one here also has a long hood. As we look down on that hood there, pretty nice paint on this. Does have fenders. Has the pressed steel rear wheels on the rear. It is a flat back with no cultivator or power lift on it.
Great camera work there as we come across the front left panel of this John Deere A series. And again, we are at capacity seating here in Davenport, Iowa. Gone Farmin's Spring Classic. We want to thank everyone watching via RFD-TV every Tuesday and every Saturday tune in to our auctions. I also want to thank our sponsors. We've been privileged to partner with Steiner Tractor Parts, Heritage Iron Magazine, of course Shocker Hitch, and CF Struck. Great sponsors to our show as we get into all the action here. As this one makes its way to the exit door, it's sitting right now at $5,800. And now at $5,900, Land's trying to push it over to the $6,000 mark. And selling out at $5,900. That's going to bring us to lot S27. This is going to be a 1939 John Deere H. Now, obviously the one before this was an A. This is an H. Explain to our viewers what the difference is, Max.
Well, of course, the John Deere H was for the smaller farms. This one here being a 39, it was their first year of production, but the H was a little bit different in the way it was set up. The engine, of course, was a lot smaller. And the belt pulley on these actually runs off of the camshaft instead of the crankshaft like on your other Waterloo-built John Deere tractors. This one here has a set of fenders on it. Also has a 2-cylinder club documentation with a ship date of December 23rd of 1939. Another one, Mike, that went to Phoenix, Arizona. New tires all the way around on this. And it appears this tractor is equipped with PTO on it, which was another kind of unusual option on these little tractors. They were used mainly to replace a small team of horses or mules on a farm. And this was John Deere's answer to the small farms that needed just a small tractor to get the work done. And these were only rated at right around 9 horsepower. So.
And of course, the answer to some of our bidders here at Davenport, because this one's sitting right now at $4,200. As you get a great shot across the front as it starts its exit way over to our east door, making its way outside the auction block area, and it will sell out at $4,200. That's going to bring us up to lot S28, which is a 1947 John Deere M.
And of course, that last one was a first-year H. This is a first-year Model M. The Model M actually took the place of the Model H, so kind of unique. You kind of see the lineage here to John Deere's. And of course, this with an upright 2-cylinder engine and a foot clutch. This one has a serial number of 12106. Has rear wheel weights and front wheel weights with fenders. So new tires all the way around. Pretty nice looking little John Deere M.
And at the front of the bid here, as we get a great shot across the front of this tractor, it's now sitting at $4,000.
Of course, this is another one from the Mike White collection, where I think we're starting to get towards the end of that collection here, though. But
they're going to roll that out toward the exit ramp. As the next one in the series makes its way in through the south door and right up to the auction block. There's a lot of movement still to be had on this other tractor as it sits right now at $4,100. And this John Deere M Series tractor is getting some late attention here over at Kathy's Way. And they are going to sell it out at $4,250. That's going to bring us up to lot S29, which is a John Deere MT. Again, the T standing for tricycle.
Yep, and this one here, of course, sitting on new rubber all the way around. Does have a PTO, has the drawbar on the back, and also has the functioning hydraulic lift on the back of it. Looks like brand new tires all the way around, if I hadn't mentioned that. And I believe this is the last tractor in the Mike White collection. And of course the MT would have been used, as I've said before, for cultivating 2 rows versus the M only doing 1 row. And this tractor here right at $3,000. Actually, just a little drop there in the action. Must have thought we had 3,000. We're actually back down to 2,500.
You're watching RFD-TV. We're here in Davenport, Iowa at Mecum's Gone Farmin' Spring Classic. We've got some amazing tractors coming up, and trust me, this is something you will not want to miss. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these important messages.
And with that, we're going to take a quick cut over to Amanda Trudell. Amanda, who do you have for us?
We're at the Spring Classic here in Davenport, Iowa, and I have Robert with me. Robert, what brings you here today?
Well, my dad likes the antique tractors, and we have a couple ourselves, so I brought my dad to watch the auction.
Now, how did you even find out to come down here for this?
I watch it on TV, and I was watching the dates, and I had the date in mind, and I asked my dad if he wanted to come.
That's great. Now, what kind of tractors do you have back home? Because obviously you guys are fans.
Yeah, we have a M John Deere, a 37A, and a 50.
Perfect. And so you guys are having fun. Tractors are selling. What else are you looking at?
Oh, we're just looking at all the tractors, how awesome the auction is, and liking the green tractors.
Perfect. We're so glad you're here, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to head back to Mike and Max.
And that's going to bring us up to a John Deere A. This is lot S30. Selling at no reserve.
Yeah, this one here, pretty nice looking unstyled A. Does have round spokes all the way around, or at least in the rear anyway. Factory round spoke. Is a bareback with just PTO out of the back, no power lift on it. We got some pretty early action here, back and forth bid. We really quickly get up to about 4,250 on this unstyled A John Deere. Trying to kind of get a grasp on about what year it would be, but haven't really been able to decipher that. It's a 36 or later, judging by that governor housing. It's got the later governor on it.
And she's going to sell out at $4,500, bringing us S31, which is a 1971 Alice Chalmers 190 XT, Max. This is one of the big boys from Alice Chalmers making its way in here.
Yeah, this one here is a Series 3 with the turbo on it. The Alice Chalmers 190 XT was built from 64 to 71. Rated in at about 94 horsepower on the PTO. This one here has been completely restored. Does have the open station with a factory 3-point flat fenders with the 4 headlights. Does have Firestone radial tires, and this was one of the largest Alice Chalmers row crop tractors built in the late 60s. A really nice restoration on this tractor, and I believe this is starting us into our feature tractors that have been sitting here in the building this weekend with us.
And that's going to sell out at $18,500, Max, and bringing us to lot S32. This is a gorgeous tractor. This is a 1954 Farmall Super HTA with all the correct Z codes.
Yeah, Z code castings on it. That was right at the end of the production of the Super H's and the beginning of the 300. Of course, this one here been completely restored. The Super H was built in 53 and 54. There was technically never a production model of a Super HTA. From what I understand, International Harvest did experiment with 3 of them, but didn't see the need for that torque amplifier in a smaller tractor and held it back until they came out with the 300. So this here is kind of a mock-up of what it would have been like if IH would have put the Super HTA into production.
And as our crack camera crew makes its way right over here to the front of this tractor, you can see this has been meticulously restored. I'm sure you can tell this over your television sets, but this is an absolutely gorgeous tractor.
Yeah, this one here, everything's been done and done right to make it an actual Super HTA.
And right now sitting at $10,500.
And the reserve has been pulled on this tractor as soon as we hit that 10.5. So.
And they are going to sell it out at $10,500. And for those of you who are watching via RFD-TV, if you've ever wanted to own a Porsche, now is your chance. This brings us up to lot S33. This is a 1960 Porsche Junior.
Yeah, this one here has a single-cylinder diesel in it. The junior production years were from 56 to 63. They were made in Germany. The power rating's right around 15 horse on this tractor, Mike. Very few were imported into the United States. It's powered by an air-cooled 822cc single-cylinder diesel engine. Junior was the smallest of the 4 basic Porsche tractor models, and has become a very popular tractor with the collectors because of its size and, of course, the history behind the name.
You can say Porsche. I'm sure people say Porsche and Porsche either which way. They know exactly what you're talking about. As Max said, this is got a little bit different front across the top.
Watch our grinder Mike or Greg working there with the seller.
Right now sitting at $14,000.
And I believe they do have the reserve pulled on this tractor right now. So.
And the reserve is now off as you get a great look at the front of the end of this tractor right over the top. Certainly a collections model. Selling it out Kathy's way at $14,000, bringing us to lot S34. This is the first yellow one John Deere we had coming through here. This is a 1956 John Deere 420W Navy.
Yeah, and this tractor here, there were only 124 of them made for the Navy. The 420s were produced from 56 to 58 with a power rating of about 29 horsepower on the PTO. The tractors were used by the Navy to tow planes. This is one of 7 known to exist yet out of only about 124 made. And a lot of them, if these were on a Navy ship or whatever, if they had to get somewhere fast, a lot of these tractors were just pushed overboard to make weight on the ship to go faster. So there's a pretty good history with this tractor. It's been completely restored, new heads. Does have a CJ207 equipment package, which includes the yellow paint being the custom job number. Has less than 10 hours on a rebuild. After the Navy was done with this tractor, it went to Allenwood Federal Prison in Pennsylvania. It's had the same owner since 1978 and only used for mowing. Once the owner found out how rare this tractor was, Mike, he actually had it completely restored and retired. Has all the original owner's manuals included and 2-cylinder documentation on it. So a pretty good chance to buy a pretty rare 420W here.
And sitting at $16,000 as our camera makes its way over to the front. And they're going to start rolling this tractor slowly toward its exit ramp.
And if you see those numbers right over to John Deere there, and then that plate just below the battery and just in front of the operator's foot on the clutch, that's the actual Navy serial number plate. Of course, the government, they go through and they serial number everything of theirs and put a plate on it. So.
And reaching the $16,250 as Lance just announced the reserve has been lifted on this tractor. So it will find a home today.
Anybody else want to bid? We got $16,250. Reserve has been taken off. Young man would like a lot more money for his tractor, but he's selling today.
Lance realizing what is before the crowd here and realizing the value of this particular John Deere 420W. It's sitting at $16,250. Looking like this capacity crowd has reached reached its threshold.
Solid, Lance, Abby, and Logan's bidder. Right here, this gentleman here, thank you, sir.
$16,250. And that one is sold. Brings us to one of our featured tractors here.
This tractor here is actually a 1945 unstyled AR chassis that the guy decided to take the row crop sheet metal and shrink it down, put it on it. It's pretty much a one-of-a-kind tractor. You're not going to have another one like it. This one was displayed at the John Deere Collector Center for 1 year. Also had a full story in Two Cylinder Magazine in 2003 and also featured in Green Magazine in 2013. Does have a Two Cylinder Club Expo Quality Restoration Award. And a very unique tractor here, brand new tires all the way around. And as you said, the lovely Amanda Trudell, our field reporter, riding through on this tractor with the owner.
And that gives you a great shot of the flywheel off the side there as it sits at $9,000.
And
I'm pretty sure she doesn't come with the tractor if you don't want to mislead anyone out there. She has been doing a great job of interviewing a lot of the buyers and sellers throughout this weekend.
As we're sitting right at $9,500, and this has been a beautiful restoration on this tractor. They did a great job in making it look as if.
And the reserve is off on this one, Max. Of course, Dan Mecum just walking up to the seller, making sure that that's what he wanted to do, and he has done that. Now he's reaching the $9,500. Everyone that's going to be bidding on this knows that this tractor will go home to a new home today.
Yeah, and of course, a good opportunity to own a tractor that may not ever come up for sale again. So.
Sold the tractor, $9,500.
And they're going to sell it out come $9,500. Well, folks, this is a great place to end today's show, but don't worry, there's plenty more coming up next week. I'm Mike Holland along with Max Wilson and, of course, our field reporter, Amanda Trudell. We want to thank everyone for watching this right here on RFD-TV, and we'll see you next time.